Hello, Pain Stream. How you doing? Another pop-in video. Someone had shared with me this article from Fox News about, well, the title is, it's by Jack Durschlag, Durschlag. As most people reach peak for being miserable around age 47, study suggests. Now, that's a little deceptive, right? You can't put one age, but surprise, I just turned 47. Yay for me. But we dig a little bit deeper and we understand what goes on behind these numbers. So basically what they're saying is that other studies, and I'm going to read the article off the web because I can't remember everything, but that other studies that have studied happiness have done smaller sample sizes and done them in specific countries. This one that was done by a college professor from Dartmouth College, David Blanchflower, he claims that they examined 132 countries and compared the relationship between well-being and age. And they did control for other factors such as things that would influence your happy. For example, income, education level, and marriage. And that his conclusion was that each country has its own happiness trajectory. I should go like this, actually, sadly. So here's your life, bloop, meaning happy, unhappy, happy. So, which actually makes me feel really good because I'm 47 and I'm like the happiest I've ever been. Maybe since I was a kid. Yeah, since like 5 and under. And, woo, if it's just getting better from here, that's awesome. Sweet. So, but also too, if you are middle-aged and you're not happy, then, look, you have something good to look forward to. And also, you're not alone. You've been influenced by your society. So everyone's going through similar things because you've grown up with similar belief systems. And I think what's happening, this is a total conjecture on my part, but you're raised with certain beliefs, and then you come to realize they're not working, they're not true, things aren't working out, and then you stop caring, and then you go, oh, it's better. I don't care anymore. Nothing much has changed, but boop, don't care. So, and happiness goes up. So, just like, and this goes along with Abraham Hicks too, and she talks about manifestation and how when you let something, a desire go, and not care about it, but just put your desire out there and then don't think about it. Don't think about the lack of it. Just don't think about it anymore. Accept that it will come in the time that it's meant to come. Focus on other things. Watch some comedy, and then boop, there it is, right? So I've seen that happen with people who thought they would never get pregnant. They accepted it, boom, got pregnant. What? So things like that. So, a lot of people are surprised, like, oh, I stopped caring about that thing, and then it arrived. I was so upset that I didn't have it, and then I stopped caring, and then it came. And yeah, because that's how it works. Do you see? The law of attraction is working. Your vibration just was negative because you were just focused. Yeah, you were thinking about that thing, but you were thinking about how you don't have it, how you want it. And want is a feeling of lack, not a feeling of desire and expectation, right? And that's why people say that law of attraction is hogwash, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't work. Well, yeah, but you're missing like the big part of it. It's not just think of something and it will come. It's not that easy. I mean, The Secret was very popular because it was easily digestible, but that made it also easily misunderstood and way oversimplified. Anywho, so apparently on both sides of the Atlantic, he says, for both male and females, middle age is a minimum point of well-being. Well-being meaning happiness. And that each country has its own arc, right? So in countries where people live longer, that age is higher or lower depending on how long you live, right? So each culture, I guess, is set up that, oh, by this point in your life, you should be here. And then if you're not, oh, you're a terrible failure. And then once you accept, oh, I'm a terrible failure, then it kind of, something just pops. You go, okay. And then your happiness starts to go back up. Or maybe, those things are now coming to you because your vibration is aligning with them. I'm trying to think. There was another point about the bottom of the curve. You should have certain things by this age. You should have done certain things. Yeah. I mean, Tony Robbins says, don't should yourself to death. Don't should yourself to death. You'll kill yourself with shoulding. Let it go. No should. No should. You just are. So, that's what he calls the happiness curve. And then, interestingly enough, what he says specifically in the U.S., there's a slightly larger gap between peak male and peak female unhappiness. Happiness among American males reaches a minimum in their early 50s, whereas women experience peak unhappiness in their late 30s. In Europe, reported life satisfaction for both men and women hits its lowest point around the mid-40s. I don't know enough about the European cultures as a whole to make an assessment on that. But why would men reach it in their early 50s and women reach it in their late 30s? Let's see. I don't know. I reached mine in my late 30s because of specific instances, right? Great Recession, job loss, dissolution of a marriage, and then illness all at the same time. So, and they just, I don't want to say they happened to coincide. They did coincide, whether it was happenstance or not. They're definitely all related. But I think, but not everyone goes through that all in their late 30s, right? So there's something that I guess American women seem to start to face earlier than American men. Maybe depending on when they had their children, maybe their children are graduating and going to college and that makes them sad. Or maybe they're realizing, maybe they never had children and they're realizing at the end of their 30s that they won't, and that makes them sad. Maybe it's just a lot freaking harder to be a woman than it is to be a man in the United States. So you confront these things early on. And then once you confront them, then you release yourself to, excuse me, didn't mean for that to happen. Totally forgot about that. And then men in their 50s, men look pretty good until their early 50s. That's the other thing. They get all, if they took care of themselves. Debonair, handsome, mature. And then after that, they start to break down. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know. But my point is not to analyze that. Everyone's different. These are gross generalities. But my point is to say that you're influenced by the culture that's around you, and you're going through similar things that other people are because you're all immersed in the same culture. And there are certain apparent expectations that other people put on you or that you put on yourself, or you're comparing yourself to people around you. I don't know if that'll hold for the millennials. I'm Gen X. I don't know if that'll hold for millennials and later, because they have such a different experience. Not totally different, but, having kids later, having a house later, getting established later, longer lives. So does that mean that they'll get unhappy later than 47? Or does that mean they'll get less unhappy, right? So I think that would be interesting too, to see, well, there's these happiness curves, but how deep do they go? Like, what is really unhappy? Like, maybe this country's, oh, they have a low point, but it's not as low as this country's low point. That would be interesting. So anyway, I wanted to share that because I wanted to give you hope that, yeah, at some point there's an upward trajectory, right? You're going like this, and all of a sudden you're on top of the hill in age, and your happiness is going like this, and then eventually, boop, birth, death, boop. So much to look forward to. Just be happy. Don't worry about it. All right, peace out.